Hey guys, welcome to the MrMaple Show. Today, we're gonna tell you about Acer palmatum Omato. And if you don't have an Omato, what's Omato with you? Guys, I'm Tim Nichols, and we love doing YouTube videos all about Japanese maples. We put out daily content here on the MrMaple Show, and we love just telling you about what we're passionate about, what we love. And we do that through our YouTube videos. We work hard to bring you daily content. And make sure you're subscribed here on the MrMaple Show on YouTube, but also find us on your favorite podcast platform. We're the MrMaple Show there as well. We put out a lot of content through our podcast, and you're gonna love all this gardening and maple content that we put out. And if you really like us, shop with us on MrMaple.com. We'd really appreciate it as well. That supports our business. Now, y'all, when it comes to Japanese maples, Omato, this thing puts out fall color, and it is just super bright red. In the early spring, Acer palmatum Omato is actually a green, and it leaves out in the spring almost like a dark green, like a Cali green kind of color. And it just gives this nice summery feel in the landscape and garden. And then as autumn approaches, you get a dark red, and then all of a sudden it brightens up to a bright red fall color. It is one of the brightest red fall colors of any of the Japanese maples. And when it comes to fall, Omato is one of the champions in the landscape and garden. And that's what I love about Japanese maples. They can give you this change of the seasons. You've got this green, and then all of a sudden, when you know fall's coming, Omato just really starts lightening up and steals the show in the garden. And you can really appreciate that fall color just really lighting up. After this fall color, it drops the leaves, then comes back out in the spring. And the anticipation of those Japanese maples starting to leaf back out in the spring is one of the things I love the most about deciduous trees and their fall color. I mean, this is such a beautiful tree that's gonna add a new dynamic in the landscape. And when it goes to fall color, people will be stopping in their yard to take photos with this tree because it's gonna be so beautiful. Now, Omato ended up getting about 10 to 12 feet in height and 10 to 12 foot in width in 10 years, making it a good mid-sized Japanese maple for the landscape and garden. Has one of those larger amenum style leaves. And it really gives a bold statement because of that little bit larger leaf. But the Acer amenums too are fairly cold tolerant. So they do really well in those zone 5s. They're a little bit slower to leaf out than some of the other selections. And so they perform really well in a lot of people's gardens in the zones 5, but they can work zones 5 through 9. That means they can work down to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that is very impressive. But the amenums are also fairly heat tolerant as well, making a nice tree in the landscape and garden, and they get vigorous out there. I mean, we're talking about slightly over a foot of growth per year with Omato. When you're looking for a fall color planting, you're looking for a traditional Japanese style garden, a tree like Omato is gonna make that statement, and it's gonna make a bold, nice feature in the garden. It can be your focal point planting like we've got here, where just you walk through here and this is what you're staring at. Especially when the fall color hits. The fall color hits, this is what you're looking at as you're walking around the garden because it's so bright, it's so intense. The sun hits this, it just glows. And that's what Omato does. Make sure you check out with Omato quickly because it sells out quickly when we list it on MrMaple.com. We also, if it's currently sold out, you can click the notify me button to be notified when Omato is becoming back in stock on MrMaple.com. It's one we try to bring back frequently because it is such a beautiful tree in the garden. And thanks to the Nun Camps who allowed us to come here at Maple Walk in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's early December to show you Omato in fall color. And when you see this tree, this specimen in the landscape and garden, you know this tree can thrive and look this beautiful in your garden as well. And it sort of gives you this full specimen look at Omato. Y'all, thanks so much for joining in today. Make sure you share this with your gardening friends. And as always, please make sure you're subscribed. And if you can shop with us on MrMaple.com, we'd really appreciate it. Take care, God bless, and have a great day.